Hey yo, how's it going? This is Kim here. And first time, this is coming back. The CW Arrowverse shows are coming back for review videos. Now, I don't think much of Arrow and Flash, because I think those are next week. But Batwoman is what I'm doing right now. Supergirl was 10 last night, which I still need to catch up in season 4 before I finish season 5. Start season 5. So I got plenty of time. And Legends is still gonna be until January, which is still weird to me, because even though it's the start of the Crisis crossover, and which I'm still mega hyped for that, by the way. But I just finished Batwoman, the season premiere, which is entitled Pilot. It was a really good episode, and there are a lot of things that they might be considered Easter eggs, but it was an action, it was badass, it had a lot of attention between some people. And let's start with this beginning. So it started off with Katie Kane in, I think, somewhere in Alaska. And she was going underwater, and then an iceberg underwater. And I guess it was considered like training, because she spent 15 years doing some training for survival experts and martial arts, all that jazz. And there were some flashbacks that might have got seen something that might be Easter eggs. But they say this series might have flashbacks, we might see Batman. And we got to see him a few times in some flashbacks. But the main flashback that they were all kind of concerned, they were showing a lot, is the first flashback was when Kane and her sister Beth were younger, and they were on a car with the mother, and some guy was driving really close to them real fast, and it hit them, and they almost fell on the bridge. And then Batman rescued them with a grappling hook, and Luke Fox mentioned that he can have the right calculations, that the right distance, right angle, right trajectory, but something went wrong and it broke, and Kate was the only one we seen that got out of the car, and we saw Batman leave, but Kate thought that Batman only cared about the bad guys than in rescuing the innocents. But later on in the series, she realized that no, Batman doesn't care about the bad guys, not just the bad guys. He cares about the innocent lives too, and innocent people, saving their lives, about the families, the children, and all that stuff. And then they talked about that Batman's been missing for 3 years because I can't necessarily remember where he went, but I think it was because that, and then later on, I think we found out that I think he was trying to figure out where the sister's body was, because we didn't see Beth get out of the car, that the mom was dead. So anyway, and then then there was another scene where we got to see flashbacks of Kate and Sophie having a good relationship in like a military, like the military academy. But they almost got expelled. But Kate did not care about that. She wanted to be with Sophie because they love each other. But Sophie lied just to stay in the academy, and that was an intense moment. That was a really intense moment that I could never witness, of anybody, watch any TV show would witness, and that was just so brutal. We hate to see Kate that way, because, well, she really liked Sophie so much, and she wanted to be with her, and later on, they're about to shut the Bastion Hotel down because they want to see it for the last time, but then the cops were killed, and on the TV screen we see this woman, and her name is Alice, which is actually kind of like an Alice in Wonderland sort of thing, and they wanted. She actually wanted to prove that the crows are not the heroes of the story, and it was. And then later on, and Sophie got captured by her gang, by her I don't know if I should say minions or henchmen or whatever. But they had these weird masks. Well, some of them anyway. And then Kate found out, and that's what she got back to Gotham early, because when she found out that Sophie was captured by her stepsister, and Kate went to the Crows and to see her dad, and to see if she can help out, but they didn't want her to be involved and all that stuff. And so Kate wanted to find another way, so she went to one place they could possibly have the security cameras, and they could see everything, and that is Wayne Enterprises, and she went there to do that. And what was funny was she thought, I think Luke Fox, she thought she captured her, and then waited for the police to show up, but Kate got out, and she handcuffed him, and I thought that was pretty funny. And then we got to, and then later on she went back there, and she wanted to know where Bruce was, because he's the only person that she would want to ask, or to talk about it, and she noticed that her old artifact that Kate's mom had, or whatever, I can't remember, it was moved out, and with Martha's jewel necklace that was moved out, and that was the key to open the elevator in the Batcave, and that was really intense. That was so cool, and we got all the Batcave, and it was so amazing. And she figured out, and she saw the Batsuit, that she figured out Bruce Wayne was Batman, and that was awesome. And she wanted to take revenge. And then we got to see some old newspapers on the clipboard, and they might have seen some Easter eggs and all that. And the one that caught my eye was Batman theorized Joker, or whatever that word was. And I think we might possibly somewhat see the Joker in then again, it may never happen, because the Joker is a huge character in all of DC Comics, and I don't know if that will be able to make it happen. Well, for this season, probably not, but maybe in a couple seasons later on the road, just to build it up. You know what I mean? And then they went to a movie premiere. Well, and everyone at Gotham City, Gotham Park, for an old movie, and then it looked like the Legend of Zorro. The Legend of Zorro, and I think it was, and I think that was an Easter egg, because I think it was that movie that Bruce Wayne watched when he was a kid, and that he witnessed his parents' murder. And I think it came out of that theater. I think that's one of the movies that he watched. I believe it was that so. And then Alice called the father and tell her what's going on and what she's doing, and she got Sophie and up in the Skyrim. And then she can either shut up and watch the whole movie, or kaboom. They planted C4s or whatever, explosives inside the Crow's van. And later on the episode, we got the Batman action, or Batman type action. And then we see Kate Kane in the suit that Luke fixed for her. And it was so epic. It was so awesome, and it was so amazing. I was blown. And then when Alice threw this weapon on them, and it dodged, but of course Kate dodged it, because obviously she's been trained. And Kate took it for examination, because she wants to know who she is. And then before she left the Crows, when Sophie came back, they wanted to, you know, kind of catch up and all that. But then Kate found out that Sophie and this guy named Tyler, and they found out when they're married. And that was, I can tell that she was a little bit intense, and she was a little bit like upset down in deep. But she wanted to, she said congratulations anyway, because she wanted to be a genuine person, because she wanted to be the big person, and not to cause anything and all this mess. And when she examined the thing, at that she took from the one building, she noticed there was a little gem on there, and which is exactly the same one that Kay has around her neck in the past years that she had, and it looked as they are both identical, and for some reason they couldn't find Beth's body, because Alice, and we found out that Alice is Beth. That was acting that blew my mind right there, and oh my god. Overall, it was an amazing episode. I'm so looking forward to more episodes. I'm just amazed by how the actors did very well. Ruby Rose, obviously amazing, but from what we saw when she appeared on the Elseworlds crossover, it was awesome. And yeah. And there might be more Easter eggs along the road from this series, and I'm looking forward to more of them, and I hope you enjoyed this review as best as I possibly could. Alrighty, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel and are fans of anything in the nerdy geek culture, much as Marvel, DC, anything as much as I am, please make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and for more, and tap the bell to be notified for my next video. Alright, catch you later. Peace!